He's got it! Unbelievable!
Episode 9 of Lil and Ben. Lil, coming off a good win. Exciting to be here.
I am excited. I'm so happy. That win was excellent and I loved it. And I love my teammates and I just loved everything about it. It was great. And it's great to be here with you and a special guest.
Always a special guest. One that just asked if we do this every week. So I'm guessing she's not a massive listener of the podcast.
She wouldn't listen. No, she doesn't think we're good enough. But we've asked her on.
Yeah.
She also asked how they pick and if it's because you pick your favourites. So she clearly thinks she's one of my favourites, which I'm not sure.
Well, she was prior to her saying that about the podcast.
Yeah, she was. But she's really gone down the list. But anyway, on your Ito and welcome.
I do pick and choose my podcasts, thank you, but I do watch them. Happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Great to have you. What's going on with the...
This
It's a situation.
it is a bit of a situation, yeah. I reckon fourth quarter, as you know, the conditions were quite slippery.
They dried up a bit though.
They did. It actually turned out to be a really nice night, to be honest. But yeah, just tried to take a mark out in front and... yeah, it just slid straight through my hands and hit me in the noggin. So it's a good little reminder in my little peripherals. It's always there. So a bit of a falcon.
So for those listening, not watching, there's a big scratch on the top of Eden's nose. Maybe jump on the video and have a look. You've been going well, particularly the last 2 weeks. 23 touches against St Kilda, 16 against the Crows. You've been thrown in the middle. Whose decision was it? You'll get this from Lil throughout the sound effects and whatnot. Whose decision was it to put you in the midfield?
Well, I'd like to think it was Pete's because he is a midfield coach, but I think it would have been a collective decision throughout the whole coaching staff. But yeah, absolutely loving being in there. Just get your hands on the ball a bit more involved, and yeah, it's a bit more full on in there, and you don't really get time to switch off. So. Loving my time in the midfield.
Stolen a few of your centre bounces too, Lil.
Yeah, she has stolen my centre bounces, but I don't know whose decision it was, but it wouldn't surprise me if Ito just went to the coaches and said, you know what? I'm here to make a difference. I'm putting my hand up. I'm going to play midfield because I'm a bull and I'm going to run through some players and I'm going to play some good footy.
You know, I actually, it's not quite that, but I have dropped subtle hints to the coaches when I remember this one time. I reckon we were versing the Doggies and they were looking for someone to go on the midfield, and I was like, oh well, I'll pop on, and they sort of just gave me that look as if like, no, absolutely not. But obviously they considered it, and look, we're here now. So
things are going well. It's pretty rough in there, and Lil, I know there's a lot of people that are concerned about your safety because you are on the receiving end of a lot of dangerous tackles. You're back. You're still with us.
I'm here.
How's the body?
Well, yeah, firstly, thanks to all the supporters out on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and whatnot, just making sure that I was okay because the last few weeks I have been cleaned up on multiple occasions. Yeah, these tackles, I think I get so many dangerous tackles, like I'm on the receiving end of them, and I just don't get why. Like, I understand that I'm little, but I don't understand why people feel the need to pin my arms and drive my head into the ground. But I don't think it's malicious. I just think people pick me up and go, she's light, this would be fun. And then next thing my head's in the ground and the umpire blows a whistle and it's my free kick. So,
but we get a free kick out of it. So
I know.
It's like it's a win for us,
yeah,
but a little bit of a loss for you.
Yeah.
In terms of possibly getting a concussion.
Yeah. Have you had many concussions? One a couple of years ago against Brisbane?
Yeah, one a couple of years ago, one as a kid. Quite often when I come to the bench, our team doctor, Michael, often goes, Lil, we need to do a concussion test. I'm like, no, we don't. I'm fine. I'm genuinely fine. I can tell you exactly where I am. It was actually quite funny. Every time I came to the bench on the weekend, they were like, the neutral doctors just come and ask us, like, how's your head? I'm like, I'm fine. Yes, we're here. We're Casey Fields playing at 7-10. We're playing the Crows. Last week we did the exact same thing, but we played St Kilda and we won. We played 7-10, Casey Fields. It'd approximately be, it's quarter time, so what's that, 20 minutes after 7:20, it's this time. Like, and I just had to keep telling them that I was fine. I was like, I'm genuinely fine.
But, like, I wouldn't put it down to size. Like, Kate Hoare's been slung quite a couple times and we've gotten free kicks out of it. So I wouldn't. Yeah.
Thanks, Ito. Thanks
Just
so
a physical
much.
game.
I'm a beast.
It's a physical game.
That's what she was going with.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider a helmet? How do you think that would look?
I'd consider if there was a concern of my head, I would definitely wear it because it would be silly not to. Like, of course, you would try and protect your head for the rest of your life, but I don't think I would willy-nilly just wear it and get one. I've told this story heaps, but when I first got drafted, one of my best mates, Liam, he called me straight away. It's like, Lil, all right, I know you've just got drafted. Congratulations, love you, da-da-da-da. But also, you need to wear a helmet. And I was like, I do not need to wear a helmet. Like, I've been playing with, like, women. I've been playing against people way bigger for me since I started playing because I've always been so little. He's like, no. PR stunt. You'll be the women's version of Caleb Daniel and it's going to be sick and you get that much, like, extra cash out of it.
Yeah.
Like, put a helmet on and you'll be, like, a face of... AFLW being the women's version of Caleb Daniel.
It's not a bad idea.
I know.
Also, I think like sleeves, a glove, that sort of stuff all helps.
Well, I think that's how people are getting these NAB mini legends.
Yeah.
You just have
to have a trademark.
I know.
Yeah.
And I don't know what mine is other than being little, but they're going to get a kid anyway, so of course the kid's going to be little.
Yeah, you could just act yourself.
Yeah.
The Adelaide game, 28-point win. Mick, after the game, described as the best win in 5 years of the competition. You've been playing for a long time. Was it the best win that you've had?
Oh, one of them. It was so good. It was just I watched it back last night and was getting so excited. It was just one of those games where no one was bad. Everyone contributed. Everyone pulled their weight. We just bought into how we wanted to play. It wasn't pretty. Like, it was a wet weather game. But just everyone played their role. We hunted them. We were super physical, which we'd probably dropped away the last couple of weeks. So, to beat a top 6 side in that sort of fashion was really good. I loved it.
You say you watched the game. Do you watch much footy? Do you have to watch the tapes and things like that?
Oh, we get a lot of huddle things sent through to us, and whenever we do our reviews and whatever else, and we do watch a bit, but I try not to reflect on the previous games too much because I like to look forward to the games coming up, but not too much vision. Yeah,
and it's exciting to watch it, but I agree. Sometimes it does get a bit too much. Bit too much also happens post-game. Sometimes everyone gets a little bit excited. And one time I heard you were driving home from Casey Fields after a good win. And you're driving home and you pulled up at a bottle-o alongside my parents who are also there. And if no one's seen, Edo's got pretty hotted up. What is it, Commodore? Yeah, hotted up.
Spot on.
Yeah, hotted up Como. It's got the
Como.
wheel. It's got the lights. It's got the rims. Like, if you see Edo driving it, like, it's pretty good. It's like you're the next big thing in that car.
Angel.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, and then you're sitting there, and have you come out, or has your dad or someone's come out holding a big slab of bourbon cokes? I think it was. And my parents are standing there going, "On you, Edo, all the best to you."
I just pulled up because we were on our way back, and Dad was like busting for some Bundy and rums. So we pulled into this bottle-o in Cranbourne. I put my window down, and Dad's yelling through the window, and then all of a sudden, your parents, Anthony and Celine, turn around. And there we were just having a conversation right in the middle of the bottle-o drive-through. So
with your Bundy and rums.
With the Bundy and rums.
You're probably in full kit in a bottle-o in your hotted up Commodore. Granny.
It was just a great combination of things, but yeah, it was interesting. But Dad was happy.
So you didn't tuck into any of them?
I absolutely did not.
You can't get away with just strutting around Cranbourne. You're a big dog down there. Now, you work on the Cranbourne racetrack. You love your grass. A knowledge that not many other people have, you would say?
Yeah. Super passionate about my grass. Super passionate. And who can't appreciate a good-looking lawn, let's be honest.
That's fair.
That's true.
I follow a lot of, like, lawn enthusiast stuff on Facebook.
Lawn porn?
Yes. No, something like that. And no, we're back into racing season now, so we get to do all the fertilising and patterns in the grass, and it's just amazing.
What's your favourite pattern?
Just lines. Well, that's really all we can do.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
it does sound exciting.
Super exquisite. Yeah.
If you go to like Casey Fields or Marvel Stadium, is there a particular grass that you enjoy playing on? Can you actually tell the difference?
They're generally all the same. It's generally always ryegrass. But I actually don't mind the deck at Casey Fields at the moment. It felt super good underfoot on the weekend. So especially with a bit of water on top in bare feet, just astonishing.
There's it's probably a bit inappropriate to talk about, but the Geelong Footy Club boys, opposition obviously, so I'm not going to give them a pump up or anything here, but a lot of them who don't have kids have bought into this like Instagram page, and they're all connected to it, and they have this page for all their lawn and how good their lawn looks.
For real?
Yeah, it's like their baby, like you know how people have like dogs and they have an account for their dogs and whatever. They have this account for their grass and their lawn in the backyard.
I will probably have to join them.
Yeah, you join them. They'll love it.
I actually need to do up my back lawn. Do you have like tips? Are you good with that sort of stuff?
Well, what do you need?
Oh, I need a new looking back lawn. It's pretty torn up. I also, one of the things do you like mowing? Because I'm really not a fan of it. The worst thing is like you have to do it so often. And it's a real hassle.
Yeah.
That's why you live in an apartment.
How
is it? You live alone. How's it going for you?
It's good. I eat like maybe twice a day. So
I have heard that your appetite and diet is just very plain and simple. You can't really cook.
No. I've been cooking okay.
Oh, that's good.
But you also live alone, Edo. So how are you going?
Yeah, good. Was that a touchy subject, but you didn't really want to talk about it?
This podcast isn't about me. It's about the players.
No, that's right. Yeah, you're involved. By myself at Chatty. Just my uncle has a house there, and he also has one down near Dalesford. So he's predominantly down in Dalesford at the moment, and lets me stay in the house quite cheap. So that's a bonus. But super crazy there, and pretty central to everything. So I'm very lucky.
So you're saving money on rent, but then you live near Chatty. Is that an issue?
Not particularly. On Sundays, particularly after game days, yes. Mr. Pilgrim gets an absolute beating from us.
Does it?
Coffees, hot chocolates. Mr. Pilgrim, which is the big breakfast, just absolutely gets slaughtered.
Nice.
But typically pretty good with my money there. Yeah,
that's good.
One quick one before we go to a break. I saw you on an ad once. You just bobbed up on my TV. I think it was modelling some sort of work shoes. A few sponsorships in the works.
Yeah, King G. They've been pretty good to me by giving me some free stuff, and I've had to repay them by doing some TV ads and social stuff. So you probably would have seen me pop up here and there.
You actually popped up on my TV yesterday,
yeah?
Lil. I was going through 7 Plus, a few things to watch, and the AFLW app on 7 Plus, there's how many players in the competition? 14 times 30. Whoever's good at maths, figure that out. You were the photo on the app.
It's been there since the start. That photo is from round 1 we played in Darwin against the Crows. I don't know what round, late in the season. But that's a photo. So random. Like that's photos like 5 years old.
I assume you're getting royalties for that?
Should be. Who's at 7? Who would know? We know enough people. Yeah. We'll get that sorted.
All right, we'll sort that out. We'll be back after the break with a very special guest.
Thanks to our co-principal partner and podcast sponsor, Zurich Insurance. For over 100 years, they've been insuring the people and things you truly love. And just like you, they truly love footy and they truly love the D's.
Welcome back to Lil and Ben. Now, one person who's been begging me to come on this podcast is our ruckman, and not our AFLW ruckman, our second best ruckman at the club, Max Gawn. Welcome, Max.
Yep.
Just quickly.
Behind Lauren Pearce. In fact, third behind Luke Jackson, and maybe behind Eden as well, so it could be fourth.
Lucky you got rid of Braden Bruce.
But just quickly, before we get into speaking to Max, I haven't given a men's update in a while. For our listeners, just letting you know, the boys have started their preseason games, round 1 this week, but unfortunately went down by 39 points in their practice match. But I guess on to bigger and better things this Saturday. Not sure. Anyway, that's a men's update for you.
We need to keep the AFLW podcast across both teams at the club. Max, I know you're a big fan of the AFLW girls. We will start with Lauren Pearce. How do you rate her rucking ability?
She's in a league of her own at the moment. Although the king girl for North Melbourne certainly gave her a good test in the North game. But apart from that, I think Pearcey's dominated their matchup in most of their games. And my humble opinion, Lil, is ruckman win games. Don't mind Jess just walking in the back of shot.
Now, Jess hasn't been on Gus and Gawny, but she's on Lil and Ben. So does she want to come over and say good day?
No, I'll make sure her first podcast appearance is Gus
Nah,
and
come
Gawny.
on. Jess and I are friends. We get along really well.
Yeah, although you still didn't pick her as... oh, no, hold on. I don't know what I'm saying. You didn't pick me as your favourite player. That was it. That's what Jess is angry. That's what Jess is angry at.
I know you're not going to give me...
Where was I? Piercy, absolute gun, star.
How's married life going, actually? I know you're not going to really give me a straight answer because Jess is standing right there, but what is it? It's been about a year, has it?
No, we don't have secrets, just Jess and I. She knows exactly how I feel married life is. Literally standing over my
I know, she's really looking.
No, look, Lil, if you can, when you do get married at some point, if you do, if you're able to have 3 months in a hub without your partner, it's great. We're definitely pushing for the hub this year again.
Have you moved down Mornington way? Is that similar to the hub? You know, a bit of a retreat sort of lifestyle down there?
Yeah, down in Blackgowrie. Made the move when the boys headed down to Casey Fields, which is God's country down there. Although it didn't put on the best display for you guys on the weekend, but yeah, it's much nicer for me. I've lived in the city my whole life and just been able to get out and get away from the noise. I've certainly enjoyed, and I go for many beach trips during the day. I think I'm on one already, and I'm probably going to go for one later on tonight as well.
And on Casey Field, you boys have moved out there. Are you annoyed that we've got Amy Park? I know we're central. We've pushed you out to the outskirts of the city. What are your thoughts? Are we beefing at that, or are you happy out there?
Very happy, Lil. Although I think when your season ends, we're going to get a little bit of both. But I'm a big pusher for Casey purely because it's a 40-minute drive for me. But as opposed to the hour on the Monash Freeway, it is for some of the other gents. But Casey's in great nick, and the facility is exactly what we need. Although Amy Park is probably a better option for some guys like Ed Langdon, who signed for Melbourne so he could live in Fitzroy and ride his bike to training. He's struggling on the 60-kilometre bike ride to Casey. It gets him a bit tired pre-training.
Now, Maxi, I heard rumours that you're in charge of the playlist come game day. Can you just run us through particularly what songs are most played and who actually chooses the songs and puts them on the playlist?
I thought you said play a list then, Eden. I don't have overall say on that. I do share my opinion, but Jake Lever's still there, so obviously my opinion's not being listened. But the playlist, I'm trying to move it on. I'm trying to give it to Ali Spargo or Tom Sparrow. They seem to be the two resident DJs and rate their music the most. Mine's a little bit, it's not dated, but that Triple J type vibe is no longer cool anymore. It's almost, you can't have lyrics in your songs anymore. That's the cool part. So I've tried to move it on, but yeah, I'm definitely a little bit more mainstream now apparently.
I've seen Riggs jump on a few times for the girls pre-game. Does anyone have a say in the music that gets played?
I actually find it a lot of pressure to put on a playlist that people actually like. So personally, I find it quite
I would hate it.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that responsibility. Is Sparks actually DJing? Like he gets on the decks at venue.
Sparks is an actual DJ. I haven't been to a gig yet, mainly because majority of them are under 21 type vibes. But I think I'd stand out a tiny bit, Lil. But yeah, the pressure on the playlist. I did it for 6 years, Eden, and I took over from Daniel Cross, and Daniel Cross was a hardcore Metallica fan, and it got big on us real quickly. Metallica every game for 2 or 3 years there when Crossy was playing it. So I've enjoyed it because they've taken in that time they took phones away from people in the pre-game, which is fair enough, and they're all locked up. So no one really gets the headphones type situation. So I got to listen to my own music still. So I sort of saw it as a positive for me.
Perfect.
And on pre-game tunes to pre-game speech, what is your speech? What do you give the boys to rev them up? Is it funny or do you go pretty serious?
Get a read on the group or on the game. I don't think it's the most important part of game day. I think coaches' messages and potentially reiterating coaches' messages. James Harms sang "Shallow" before West Coast in 2019.
It nearly worked too.
Yeah, honestly, there was 60,000 there, and it was the game Liam Ryan took Mark of the Year on me. So I think we lost by a goal or something.
Yeah, they kicked 3 late ones.
We honestly felt like we were the only people in Perth. Like, he just started singing "Shallow," and it's like no one was around us. Then we all started singing "Shallow." I think we got all the way to like Lady Gaga's "Real Big Bit," so it was like a good minute and a half sing. And we played well from that. And then there's times where I go crazy reiterating Goody's messages and we lose by 50. So I don't think it's that important of a message.
So you're just not important? Is that what you're saying? Or?
Well, or 30 seconds before the game, people are thinking about the game. Or I'm not important. I did have one little play last year, Lil, where our first game of the hub against Gold Coast was talked up by Goody to be one of the biggest games of our club, which it probably was. We were 1-3 going into the hub, and it was a massive game for the year, and Gold Coast were in form, and it was good to get the hub off to a start. So that's what I said. I said, this is one of the biggest games you'll play putting on a Melbourne jump, and we won. And then the next week I doubled down and said, you thought last week was the biggest week of the club, this week is, and we won that game. So I kept going to a point where 5 games in a row I doubled down about how important this game was. And then we finally lost, so I stopped.
Yeah, you don't really want to use that lineup against Gold Coast. But, Max, big one this weekend. Obviously, the fans are back. What was it like playing, I guess, in front of no one? And you must be keen to have 50,000 in the stands.
Well, it wasn't necessarily no one. It was not many, obviously Melbourne fans or people from Victoria, but there was 2 games in Adelaide there where we had the Adelaide game. We definitely had about 25, 30,000, and the North Melbourne game in Adelaide we had about 10, 15. And majority of the Queensland games we had little pockets of crowds. But the last time we were on the G was against Richmond, and I think there was Geelong game there as well on the G, and they had 0. So. To get back to the G, walking through the MCC is where we come out in our race. It's pretty special having fans leaning over that sort of race part. So that's what I'm most looking forward to. And then the blockbusters, they get you excited. So hopefully we get a few more COVID rules go our way, and the Anzac Day Eve game and the Queen's birthday can hopefully have some full houses.
Very exciting. Saturday, the D's v the Dockers, and then Sunday, the D's v the Dockers. Doubleheader this weekend. Max, good luck for that one.
Yeah, and are we ready to take on the Dockers, Lil? Are we excited? This could be a finals berth.
No,
this
we're
isn't
very
your
excited.
Podcast, Max. We're the hosts on this one.
No, we're ready. For your information, we are ready. Great win on the weekend. So just got to. I don't know if you noticed how hard we tackled and our physicality. We just need to bring that into every game, and I think we'll hopefully get the job done over there. But yeah, a really sort of competitive draw leading into hopefully some finals. So straight bat answer for you, but yes, ready, excited, go D's.
I've got some general thoughts on how I think the game's going, Lil. If you don't mind, I can take a couple of minutes of your and Eden's time, but. You did say something about the tackling pressure. You had an enormous amount of tackles on the weekend. I've noticed you get tackled a bit as well. You're definitely either tackling or being tackled, Lil, which I love. I love that that's part of your game. Eden in midfield is a very important part of this rebirth.
We've already spoken about all this, Gawny, but keep trying.
It's okay. I'm just sharing my view as well. Birchie's a brick wall. No one can get through her. So give a little pump up to Birchie. And Hanks, what's the Brownlow?
AFLW MVP at this stage. It will become the Tyler Hanks one day, but
she's got to win it. She's a gun.
It's not called the Debbie Lee or the Daisy Pearce or
no, they're waiting to name it the Tyler Hanks. She's still eligible for the Rising Star, so we're trying to get her that one.
Okay. Well, Hanks is going to win the I'm going to name it the Daisy Pearce Memorial.
Memorial.
Well, I don't know why I said memorial. She's still
with
really
us.
part of our lives.
Yeah. she comes here Thursdays.
See you sometimes.
All right. Thanks, Max.
That's all I've got. That's my little update.
No, thank
That's
you.
good, yeah.
Appreciate the wrap. Appreciate your time. I'll see you on the weekend.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Eden. Thanks, Lil.
Thanks to Max Gawn. We've pretty much done our match preview because he's gone
He took
through.
over.
He
Like he
did
always
take over.
does. It's just
So,
what it's just what he does.
That's how he operates. We aren't going to name the winner of our little keyword competition just yet because there's still been inboxes flying in. So people are catching up on last week's episode, which is fair. So we'll give them a little bit more time and announce that potentially next week. Looking forward to the trip away.
Can't wait.
A little bonding experience.
Yeah, bonding. Get to hang
We
out
love
with Ito a
bonding.
bit more.
We love bonding.
3-day trip.
We love it. We bloody love it.
We love it.
Poor finish to a great episode. Ito, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much for having me, guys.
Thanks, Ito. Great work, Ben.